know very well. I'm just going. I'm like, whatever you want, I'll figure it out, right? So he gives me like my first couple opportunities. I'm like, oh my God, like this is a thing. Like you could really do stuff in the music industry and all that. So moving forward, so like so I go back to the show. After the show is done, I'm lit now. Like I'm working for different like companies. They hitting me up to do like to market their events and get people to come. Different like A&Rs are getting me to come and listen to their stuff and asking me my opinion. And I'm like, all right, I don't even know what's going on like that, but this is kind of amazing. So I just keep going. I'm like, I wanted to start my company, so I started like just something just because I just wanted to just keep my name going. So it's like JRPR, something. It's whatever. I don't really know. I'm just trying something out. And so what it was just me getting these artists on things, like getting them on blogs, getting them on shows, getting them things. And these are like up and coming artists. They're not like huge or anything like that. But I figured like there's a little lane open. Like there aren't a lot of people who are catering to underground artists. No one really. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna make it my lane, So I noticed that a lot of the bigger publicists, they were focusing on the bigger names and they wanted the bigger things. And I'm like, I can't really get that right now. So I'm gonna take what I can get, but it's not gonna be bad. I'm gonna pay my bills and I'm gonna make this happen. But what I noticed was, working with people that are coming up while you're coming up is such a beautiful thing, because it's just like, you're growing with them, you're learning too, they're learning with you. It's like an exchange. So I thought that was, I feel like that was my lane. So I was doing that, and now it's just become like, she's the go-to person for new artists. She's the go-to person for events. She's the go-to person for everything, like in terms of like new things. So this has only been a year for me, I'm not gonna lie. It's only been a year and like a half, and it's like, I haven't had to stop. I haven't had to get a job. Like, I haven't had to do much of anything. I just had to keep going. But yeah, so one thing that he mentioned that I thought was really interesting was the conferences and things like that. Like I said, I wrote for a lot of publications, so I got to apply for like press passes and stuff like that for things. Even if you can't apply for press, save up your money, do what you gotta do, because those conferences are so important. I met so many people just by going and just talking and just being around and just the little things. Like I met this girl one time, I was at this event, I met this girl from from Republic Records. I was like, oh, I like your nails. 2 seconds, I like your nails. She turned around, okay, thank you, oh my God. I was like, where you got them done or whatever. She told me what she got them done or whatever. We talked, we did coffee, we do so many projects together now. And it's just because it takes a second. I know it's scary sometimes, you might not want to talk to somebody because you're scared of what they say. Well, what are they gonna say but no? Yes. Or what are they gonna say but or look the other way? Oh well, that's their loss. Because you have to look at yourself like, you know what, I'm lit. If you don't want to talk to me, that's your mistake. I feel like I'm talking to you. Like I'm just looking at you on that. All right. I was like, you feel me? But other than that, all right, what can I say? Like in terms of like my career and things I've done, I guess like that so far. I've worked for like every label that you could like think of, because it's just been like, aside from like, another thing about networking, I guess I can say, is like your personality. Just like be yourself. Like you don't have to be whatever this person is that you think you have to be, this like perfect, like knows everything. You have to be honest. Like every single person that I interact with, I was like, I don't know, but I'ma try. Like I don't know what y'all want, you tell me what you need and I'll figure it out. And if I can't do it, I'll find somebody else that can. And if they can't do it, I'm gonna keep going until somebody can do it for you. But I'm gonna be that person to do that for you. But what I could say is like a job is connecting. Like that's a real career. Like being somebody that knows people and can bring something or bring value to a situation, that's a real skill. And that's not something that you should take lightly. Like if you know somebody, you got somebody that could do hair. Like it's crazy, somebody hit me up the other day, like I need somebody to braid little TJ's hair. I'm like, all right, put that on Instagram, see who could do that, or call somebody, see who could do it. It's not that hard. Like everybody has somebody that knows how to do something, and everybody needs somebody that knows how to do something. So that's a thing. I think I want some notes, cause make sure I hit
You're a
everything.
writer.
You see what I'm saying? Okay, I was like writing these notes while you're sitting there, so it's a little random. I said, be outside. I think that means, you know, to be outside. Like, you really gotta be outside. Like, go places. Instagram is cool, but you gotta touch people's hand. Like, look them in the eye. They need that. They need to know who you are. Like, you know, feel your presence. So it's really important. Like, I go to these events, and even if I follow them on Instagram, I'm like, hey, I follow you. That's an icebreaker in and of itself. Like, hey, like, this your picture, right? Something like, you know, and they'll be like, oh yeah, okay. I come up a little strong sometimes, but they'll be like, oh yeah, you know. So that's a real thing. Like, I go to all of these events. Like, when I first started, my mother would tell you, look at she looking at me. My mother would tell you, she'd be like, why are you always out? Why are you always this? I'm like, I have to be. It's important.
I don't want to
Like,
do this all the time.
yeah, I'm tired myself.
Right.
Like, and she'll just be like, what time you coming? What time you doing this? I'm like, I don't know right now. Right now, I just met somebody and it's good conversation. And the thing is, stuff like that is important, like good conversation. Somebody might just like you because you had a good conversation with them. And they're like, you know what? What you do?
Yeah.
And then they'll be like, you know what? I got this thing, you know? And even so much as it's like asking someone if they need some help. Like, I've gotten so far just because I asked somebody, do you need help? What do you need help with? Like, literally, I'm working on this big project with Rock Nation right now because I asked him, can I help you? What do you need help with? And he was like, oh, actually, I need a lot of help. Then I'm like, well, let me start. I came there, so I had a meeting with him. He just started talking. I took out my notebook. I was like, I got you. And he's like, well, you got the notebook. Don't worry about that. Just talk, right? And so I organized the thing he's doing. I'm gonna show you. I can't talk about it right now. They make me sign stuff. I can't talk about it. But I will show y'all when it happens and stuff. But it's a lot of projects. I'm like, damn, I want to tell people about this. It's cool. But they do it. So these things, man. Like, damn, I want to talk about this. All right, yeah. Another thing I wrote was never box yourself in. Like, you don't have to, like, okay, you may want to be an A&R, but to get there, you gotta be the box picker upper.
Absolutely.
Like, you know what I'm saying? You gotta be that. You can't just jump and go be the superstar. Like, I've been all of those things, you know, because it's like people just want you to be around. Like, it's crazy. I was watching, I was up there, like, you know, I don't really sleep like that, but I was watching this thing. It was Hip Hop Mike. He was talking about his journey and stuff like that. It was very inspiring. I don't know if he still has it up, but he was talking about like how he got started and things like that. And he used to drive, if it's not, bro, yeah, he used to drive him around. Just drive him around for like 4 years. That's a long time, you think. But look what it got him. He was in every event. He met every single person. He's a radio DJ now.
He's on the spot.
He's lit. Like, and while he was driving around, he was working at a pizzeria. He was doing whatever he had to do. But yeah, I'm like, he was doing that. And I'm like, that's what you have. But some people aren't that hungry though. So it's like, I don't know what to tell y'all. You know, if you're not that hungry, I don't know what to tell you. But if you really feel like this is for you, I promise you, you will be sweeping that floor. You will be, but you gotta figure out like what is it, like what do you want to do, like in a general area. I'm not saying pick something, but like in a general area, like, you know, I want to be big in the music industry. So you know what, I'm gonna find everybody that works in the music industry and I'm gonna cut their hair for them, or I'm gonna whatever. But you gotta start somewhere. So never box yourself in. Don't stop learning. Like I went to college, you know, so. Like a lot of people take that lightly, you know, going away to school. It's a big deal. And it's not just because of what I learned, you know, it's like you know, like actual skills, whatever. It's all like other things I learned, you know, like how to make an Excel sheet. What's crazy is literally the project that I'm working on, Rock Nation, he just really needs somebody who can make Excel sheets, basically. Like, you know, like, because he's telling me everything, and I'm like, all I gotta do, alright. I'm not even gonna say that. I'm gonna just make you an Excel sheet, send it over to him. He's like, oh, this is it, yeah, this is what I wanted. I know. That's all. But like stuff in school I learned is how time management skills, you know, like how to write things properly, how to send a good email. All those things have been like the foundation for how I got where I am. And the thing is, it's just like, those are like skills people ignore in school. It's like, you know, I'm just trying to get the grades. But being able to like take some time out to study, or being able to even talk to somebody because you're failing. So you need to figure out who's not, and figure out what you could do for them that they can help you with your classwork. Those are all skills. So those are the things that I use to get where I'm at. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, okay, I am not in the label, but you are. But you don't know how to do this, but I do. You know what I'm saying? So stuff like that, you know, school was important. I hated it. My roommate right there too with the camera, you feel me? Yeah, she was right with me when I was in at like 3 in the morning. I was trying to write all them articles, and she looking at me like I'm a crazy person. And I was like, nah, girl, this shit gonna pay off me. I'm telling you. Play up right. I can't even tell you. I was just writing. I said, don't be afraid of go to conferences. I said, build a foundation, but it doesn't have to be like a serious, like, okay, one thing I noticed about a lot of people, and people like send me messages and stuff like that about it, and it's like, what are the steps? Like, what do I start off with? I'm like, literally, I didn't really come up with a plan, like a whole written out step by step, because it's not realistic. This is a life. Things happen, like, things change. You're not gonna be able to say, oh, like, in month 3, I need to be here. How is that possible? If you're literally meeting all these people and doing all these things and things are changing, you can't do that. What I did was I had like a blanket idea. Like, I'm like, okay, I know at around, you know, midway, I may wanna like just be a little better at this. You know, like I wanna be like, and then I'm not even gonna lie, you say I'm talking right now, but I'm not the best like talker. You know, I took all of them, you know, classes, I was scared, you know, I don't really like talking like that, but it's like, I know that if I want to be the best, I need to be better at this, and better is, you know, I need to figure out what do I got to do to talk better, what do I got to do, like, if I got to watch a ton of videos, if I got, whatever, that goes back to never stop learning, you know. And learning doesn't even have to be like this type of stuff. Like, it could literally be like, you know, watching YouTube videos, or like, you know, like watching someone, literally learning from someone that's lit. Like, even if it's on Instagram, you can't get contact with them, you can't meet them, just look at the stuff that they do, the little things. And it's crazy because people tell me that now. They're like, oh, I watch what you do. I'm like, what you mean? They're like, I be seeing the stuff, I be seeing when you post it, and then you take it down, and then you rewrite it. I'm like, all right, that's good. You know, shout out to you. I'm still learning myself, but shout out to you. But yeah, people always tell me stuff like that. Being organized is a job. Instagram. I said something about Instagram, but please, y'all, Instagram is so important. It's like a real thing. It's like a real tool. It is. It's a real tool. If you use it, if you're not playing on it, it's a real tool. Like, I don't even know, like the whole, like I said, like the whole Rock Nation thing, that happened a couple days ago, and that happened because the person posted something saying that they needed like a producer for something, right? I tagged my friend. Then I said, hey, oh, you need help putting this together? He like, yeah. Cause it's Instagram, I was just there, I just happened to see it. But the thing is though, you gotta curate what you see. Because like, I noticed that a lot of people, they follow anything. Like, that's what you're taking into your mind, you know? Like, it's a thing. Like, whatever you see is what you're internalizing now. So like, if you're looking at stuff that's not motivating, you're not gonna be motivated if you're constantly on it. You know, like even like stuff like, my friend was just mentioning to me, like even the music you listen to, like those messages and stuff like that, I'm not gonna get too deep, but just stop, pay attention to stuff.
Like self-programming or something.
Yeah, you're really, everything that you take into your mind is subconsciously going into your mind and programming, and it's just internalizing into you. So when I follow certain things, I know people get mad at me, why you don't follow me? Because you're not motivating me.
I'm serious.
Why would I follow you?
It's not
Why would I
personal.
want to see? It is
I want
not.
to be
But people
better.
take it personally.
I don't want to see
That's
that.
crazy.
I need to see things that's going to make me
You gotta
feel
do
good.
better with that. I don't.
If you want to be arguing with your baby mother and all that, you keep that. I don't want to see that. I want to see stuff like, oh, I just got my LLC. I just got this. I want to see that type of stuff because that's what I want to. That's what I want to be. So, but yeah, so that's that. What else? Stay useful. It's crazy because people think, oh, they're using me. Everybody uses somebody.
Not your users.
Like, are you kidding me? Everybody uses somebody for something. It's a thing. You gotta stay useful though. Because the second that you're not useful is the second that people are not gonna wanna be around you. And it's not a personal thing. People are trying to grow. Everyone's trying to be better. So if you're not useful enough for their situation, why would they keep you around? I don't get that. I know a lot of people get upset. They're like, oh, everybody's gonna use me. You better start using them back.
That was Future said, use me.
You better use them right back. Like, oh yeah, I'll do that for you, but what you about to do? Or you don't even gotta say it right away. Just hold it, hold it down. As soon as you see something you need, hey girl. Well, remember when? Like, anyway. So, I ain't write that much notes down. Alright, so that's it.
This is the part where we have to sit down, where they both sit down over here in the front, so come over here.
Okay.
And they start answering your questions, because I know we probably got a ton of questions right now. There's also a clipboard going around the room. Is that still going around?
The drawings?
Yeah.
Yes.
Where's that clipboard at?
Right here. Stop right here.
Oh, there we go. Perfect. So we still got some spots right here. This is just promoting human connection. So everybody in this room connected somehow to this a beehive right now. So we got a couple more spots. I'm gonna keep pushing it around. We got 4 more spots. And then right after that, there's another page. Everyone won't get to it, but it says, my hopelessly ambitious dream is to. And you're gonna fill that in. So hopefully it gets you guys. If not, I'll have it on the website. And don't forget, you can also go on YouTube, the Growth and Goals channel. So this will be on there in 2 sections, maybe 3, depending on how this goes. So it will be live, so you can go back and check that. You can always email me and ask questions. And you can also network after the event with everybody in this room. We got to be out the room by 3 o'clock because of the building, but it's still early. We still have a lot of time to connect and ask questions and basically grow our mindset. So are you guys ready for some questions? Or ready to ask some questions? All right, how many questions? 3 questions each? No. Real quick, a funny story. So Jocelyn was here last year, right? And this class, the networking class, I didn't really push it that much. I only really promoted it like once because I brought Cinnamon in. Cinnamon is a PR person for Woo Wear. And in the male-dominated industry, I thought Jocelyn and Cinnamon would have a good connection. They did. They had a really good connection. I think, see how big this class is now? That class was only like 3 people. Because I was like, nah, I'm bringing Cinnamon like specifically for her. You know what I'm saying? Because I saw her drive. And my friend Hook from Def Jam called me, yo, Marty, you want to go to a WeWork event and networking? I'm like, is that beer? He said, yeah, yo. So I'm like, all right, let's go. So, I work for the Weather Channel, IBM, so it's around the area. So I go there and I see the presenter. I'm like, oh, Murat was a teacher at the Clive Davis Music School at NYU. I'm looking down, I'm like, Jocelyn. I look up, I'm like, yo, what up, girl? I'm like, so that's how fast she was able to work herself. You know what I'm saying? She went from being a student in college, coming here, to sitting on panels. You know what I'm saying? Now we're blessed to have her here with Dro too, in front of everybody here. So we'll go by, I guess, hands. You guys want to do hands? All right.
What are the biggest challenges both of you have faced in your career thus far, and how do you overcome them?
For me, right now, is balancing time. Because I also have a daughter. So, that's like, and this is what I'm going to tell y'all. Since we're all so addicted to our phones, and me and her was discussing this earlier, it's time that y'all start using your calendar and really start putting the time on every single thing you do, and start remembering segments of your day. And during these segments, make sure you're chasing your daily goal. Like in the morning, the first phase, notice that's when you're waking up, you're showering, you're brushing your teeth, you're dressing, you're getting yourself to work. That's a phase. Put that phase to bed. Phase 2, always better yourself, even within the hours of the day. Step your game up through the phases, but learn the phases as you're going along through your day, and really use that calendar and that 15-minute reminder before that you're going to get into something. Do that so you can prepare yourself, and if you can't do it, you have 15 minutes to tell the other party, yourself, or whoever's involved, I cannot do it, and you prepare yourself, but use your calendar. That's like, it's so clutch.
I agree. But I think another thing, this is more like a personal thing, it's kind of like just being scared. It's just like, just being scared, like generally, like just overall fear. Like, you know, like so the example I guess I gave you is, there was a company that I actually reached out to because they were throwing events for the Super Bowl, and I'm like, I can manage it for you. I just walked out. I was like, I can manage it. You just fly me out. I got you, right? And they're like, all right. I was like, okay. So now I have to do it. So, but I did it, right? But the thing is, so I just started like, sometimes when I say I'm gonna do something, I do it like all the way. Like I do too much sometimes. So basically, I was just finding all of these publications in Atlanta. I'm like, y'all want to come to this mixer? Like, you want to come, and then you're gonna get like passes to come to the event. So like they were reaching out to me, everybody wants to come, blah blah. But the thing is, like the day of, I just got this like overwhelming like fear, and I was just like ridiculously scared. Like I was with my cousin, and she's driving there, and I'm just like, just let me out. I'm gonna just walk there. And she's like, what you mean? I was like, I'm scared. I don't think about it. The people wasn't emailing me back. So I'm like, I think this is it. I shouldn't have did this. So I'm on my way there, and then we almost there. She's just like, yo, just calm down. I'm like flipping out. I'm scared or whatever. I get there, and it's amazing. Like when I tell you, like I got the cameras flashing. It's lit. What happened was, shout out to Casey, because she found somebody to get me a space out there in Atlanta. Like it was crazy because like I literally was like, I just said I'm gonna just do it, and I didn't even really know how I was gonna do it, but I just was like, I'm going to do it. So I was like, I need a location, because I figured, because basically it was like a Super Bowl event. So I do a mixer with all of the publications so that they can like get their press passes and it comes to the event. But I knew I had to throw a mixer so that they could come and meet each other, and then maybe do some interviews with the founders of the event. You know, I'm just making all this stuff up. But I was like, I know this is how it's gotta be, it makes sense. So she got me the space, got somebody to bring some cheesecake, or cheesecake designer. She had it's all up Instagram. I reached out to people like, yo, you wanna do this? Somebody set up a whole cheesecake section. Only thing that people paid for was liquor. They paid for liquor, and they were like, yo, you so resourceful. I'm like, I don't even know, I was so scared. But yeah, being scared. I don't know if there's a cure for that, a thing.
I try to give myself a corny nickname, and when I find fear, I call myself that.
Oh,
like, you're corny, bro. Like, I tell myself my little nickname, like, I'm not gonna say it because ain't none of y'all gonna be calling me. But I tell myself my little nickname, and that little nickname makes me circle back around. Like, no, you're gonna go do this because you're not him, okay? You are Dro, you are not that guy. And yeah, but I give myself a whack nickname. Then they're like, oh, you just acting like so and so. What? I'm not.
See, I learned stuff too.
That's my thing.
Oh my God, my mother. Feed it, look.
Yes.
I just wanted to say that I know that I'm here because of my daughter, but also because Jocelyn has motivated me. Jocelyn's been doing what she's doing, and I didn't understand what it was. And I know that she's been very busy and always out, and I'm just saying, I just didn't understand what she was doing. She's like, I'm always out, and now I'm getting a kind of understanding. And then I was like, PR me, whatever you do, PR me. That's what I always say. She's like, oh yeah, hey, I'll do that, yeah. And then one day she said, you're gonna get what you want. And she just was doing something, all of a sudden she said, I did it, you're the regular cook. And I said, what does that mean? And she knows I cook. So Jocelyn actually started me to cater, that I've been doing all my life. And I actually, the first time I did it, I was petrified. I just had to cook for people, and it was for one of her groups, Gangtivity, and
Gangtivity.
oh my God! And it worked out. I was nervous, and like you said, you have the fear, but actually going out there and following something that you're good at, and you will go anywhere to do your craft. And I like cooking, but you have to like, your passion has to be strong. You have to like what you do. And because of Jocelyn, I'm so comfortable now. I'm like, Jocelyn, give me some more jobs. I need you.
So, I know Joe my whole life, pleasure seeing the meeting for the first time. Two things. On your day-to-day, I know dealing in the music industry and PR and writing all that, what's the decompression you guys use on an average basis? Why? Because I know in life everybody needs to decompress. And two, what's your give back over in the industry or to yourself?
Well, I could
I
say, we said the decompress and the give back. Okay, so I started, so besides PR and everything else I do, I also manage. So I manage 3 artists, 2 of them are back there. Oh my guys, oh my guys. So they're like a handful. Okay. So like with them, it's like, like answering the calls, stuff like that, making sure everything is good with them. But like, sometimes I just turn it off, turn the phone off. I don't exist for the day. You know what I mean? And then look at me. And I just be gone because you have to. Like, I'm not about to go crazy. And, I never do it on days they got to do stuff. But I mean, there was this one time, they had a show and I was just stressed out, so I went to the movies. But I got there and I came to the show. I was stressed out, like, there was like a lot going on. So I got a lot of stuff, like, well, me, I'm big on like self-care. I do a lot of things, I got the AMC app. Let me tell you about the AMC app. I gotta tell you, because a lot of people don't know about the AMC app, okay? Basically, it's $20 a month. Okay, a little promotion real quick. Y'all would think I'm getting paid for this, but I'm not. $20 a month, 3 movies a week. You get 3 free movies. Let me say it again. You get 3 free movies a week. You get to go to the movies 3 times and you pay $20 a month. Does that even make sense? No. That's what I'm trying to tell y'all. You see what I'm saying? So I be in movies. Random days after a lot of meetings, I go to the movies and I sit there and I watch movies. I don't even like movies like that, but it's a good thing. Like, it just takes you away. Your phone's gone, just watch a movie. So I do that. I go to the spa, I go to Sojo. Actually, damn, I want to tell y'all the name. Oh, man. I go to Sojo. It's lit up there in Jersey. I go there, $50, lit, whole day. I don't even keep going. I just do mad stuff. Oh, the give back. Oh, okay. I'm right here. This is one. But like, no, I try to answer my DMs. That's a give back to me. Like, I'm trying to, let me tell you. Because a lot of people send me messages about things they need help with, and I be answering for free. That's a big give back. That's a lot of work.
Consultation. That's consultation. She does this and you want to do this.
I be helping people. I'm like, damn. I was just about to say that. Okay, that's a big give back. I be forgetting. I do a lot of stuff. I did a fundraiser for my mom. I be giving back. I don't remember. Like I do Pass the Aux once a month. It's like a thing where like I invite a bunch of artists. Like they literally, it's not even on nothing crazy because I know a lot of shows that be like, oh, they curated and they gotta listen to everybody and they gotta pick certain people. And if you got another followers, they'll pick you. Everybody could get on, man. Like if you want to perform, you hit me up. If you get there, you know, first come first serve though. You know, like after that, people get online, they get their tickets or whatever. It's like one of them is like, you know, if you want to perform, ticket price, and then, but it's cheap. It's like $10. For the low, it's called For the Low, exactly. And it's $1 to get in online, obviously at the door. Like, you know, I get into a lot of issues with that. Online, it's $1. At the door, it's not $1. Like, let's just get that out there. But, so basically, you know, they come in, perform, do your thing. Like, last time, the influencer guy, Wavy World came, he performed, he debuted his new song with Wiz Khalifa. I was like, y'all are going crazy in here. Everyone was like, yo, that's new? I'm like, yeah. I don't know, he just pulled up, walked up to me and said, yo, can I perform? Do your thing. Like, there was that. A bunch of artists just come, it's lit. Like, I do it for my mom, because my mom is, you know, if you'd like to donate, oh yeah, while we're here. So basically, my mom works for a nonprofit that brings students to DC to go see the African American Museum. Take someone on a bus up there, snacks, free dinner, all that. It's free, all that. So it's like kids in my neighborhood. So they come and they get on the bus and go, and it's like, it's really dope because like, I feel like trips like that are stuff that you remember, and you know, a lot of kids don't get to do stuff like that. So I do a Pass the Aux in Red Hook for that. So I invite artists, you know, and all the proceeds went to the organization, stuff like that. But yeah, like if y'all want to donate to that, y'all should donate. You know? Just throwing it out there. That's the give back.
Let me just answer this question. I'll be right with you. So for myself, how I decompress as of late, I would say probably like in the last year, I've jumped back into spirituality. So like I'm really driven off energy and people around me, and praying and meditating is something that really, really helps me right now. And instead of doing it at the end of the day, I meditate the first thing in the morning.
It's such a day on a straight song. I was talking about earlier.
It brings you your rhythm for the day. And what I do in the beginning, it was like very hard to sit still. And you know, meditating is supposed to just clear your thoughts and there's nothing there, but also passing thoughts. You're supposed to let your thoughts just pass by and you sit there and calm. In the beginning, I used to go to the iTunes meditation playlist, and I would play that because that would help me calm down. Now I could literally, with y'all walking around me, I could literally sit in the middle for 10 minutes and I could just talk and I could really hit my zone. And I won't even know that y'all are here, because that's how one with myself I'm becoming. And that's my decompress. And then on the give back, I am the vice president of the Growth and Goals in the Why Not Care Society. Martin and my brother, you know, carrying me on his back all his life, made sure that I was giving back. And what we did last year during the LES Festival, we did 3,000 school bags for the community, fully equipped. We did local performances. We had the Manhattan Borough President, whom we're very one-on-one with. We have this year's coming up, and Martin's really the vision behind this, but there's nothing I won't support him on. So when he starts something, I just go make sure that we getting the most finest gas to gas that fire. And you know, the next step is that we're working on currently. I just took a trip to San Francisco and met with a couple people, and we're creating the Growth and Goals app for the whole world. And in each city, you should be able to have a mentor like me give you an hour a month, and maybe an hour of my one-on-one time, and maybe a forum on this app that's going to be just kind of like the AOL chat room used to be, but really, really pushing each other's. And hey, I need an intern in this city. Hey, I'm looking for a hairstylist. Hey, I'm looking for. That's what we're going to create the Growth and Goals app to become, and that's and then, you know, the LES Festival's coming back up late August, and we're going to be doing it at the PS 142 yard, the Amalia Castro School. We're going to be doing it again. I'm hoping that We give away 10,000 book bags this year. The goal is to continue to grow and provide for this community who's strongly being, gentrified and taken over consistently, but we still have our families here, and if anybody's gonna take care of us, I'm gonna make sure it's him. Kim, one second. I don't want to be rude to her. I'm sorry, go ahead.
All right, so I have questions for both of you. They're separate questions. So for Drew, what is your advice to rising artists looking to develop a team organically, and that someone who will basically represent the brand and vision that you have the right way?
So here's what I tell artists, and I tell artists this all the time. And like before I do any kind of business with you, sign you, work with you, or anything, I tell artists, don't you ever be a dick or an asshole with me. I work for you. I'm choosing to. The more you treat me good, the more you motivate me, the more you work, I'm gonna do 2 times that right back for you. So you treat me with that level of respect. You hold me as your music exec, your manager up here, and I'll hold you up here. And that's that. When I work with artists like that, that's why till this day I'm with Eminem. Every time I see Eminem, it's like he's seen his younger brother. Bro, what's up? It's an excitement. We're joking, we're snapping. It's like, holy shit, I work for you for so long. And it just feels new every time because he's such a good person. And that makes me want to work for him more. So that's what I say. I say, you treat us good, we'll treat you better.
So, for you, Jocelyn, being that you were here in our seats just last year, where do you see yourself a year from today?
Oh my gosh, that question, man. I always ask that. I don't know.
Sorry to get so deep.
No, it's not that. It's just like, it's the same idea with the whole plan situation. Like, I don't really know, because it's just like, whatever I decide, I'm like, however I move through this year is how it's gonna happen, If I continue to, with the same energy into what I'm doing, it's gonna be amazing. Like, I could be in one direction, like where a year from now, those 2 guys that I manage out there could be superstars, and that could be my life, superstar manager. That could be that.
That's right.
Or, one of these labels can be like, all right, I figured out what I'm gonna do with you, and I'm gonna be like, all right.
See, for you, because you seem like you got like a lot of different passions, like within the music, but it seems like it's a lot of different.
Yeah, so I don't really know, like,
So
whatever
it's kind
happens.
of.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
Thank you. My question is for you, Jocelyn. So that's my little brother. You brought something up about gentrification, and a lot of my work is around intersectionality. And for you as a woman, I'm wondering how has the real issues that we are really uncomfortable speaking about, because white people are still running everything, how has that impacted you? And if it has or has not, what do you do to circumvent the challenges and rocks that are growing up?
Okay. Back in school.
But disclaimer, I am a professor.
Okay, I was like, something about that. It's very college. What I could say is that, okay, gentrification this is just my opinion, because I know people might feel away about this, but I think it's an interesting thing, because when I look at like the effects of gentrification, while it does take away a lot of things in the community, it brings a lot of positives sometimes too. So I feel like sometimes you have to like, if things are happening, you got to figure out where's the good in it. And that's always my thing. I'm always like, what is the positives coming out of this? So one thing I can say is, look, I live in Red Hook, right? I don't know if y'all familiar. It's kind of deep, some of y'all came in past the Oaks and y'all were like, whoa. But it's far out. But basically, right now, there's a race car company that came into my neighborhood, right? And they're throwing this huge race, and everyone is like, what the heck? You can't just throw a race out here. Like, that's like, for them, that's like a huge sign of gentrification, But they like, so what they did, which I think is interesting, at first a lot of people were like, okay, what they did was they said, who in the community can we partner with to make sure that we're hitting all the right buttons and we're not making anyone offended. So who they hit up? Me, right? So, because a lot of people, but the thing is, a lot of people in my neighborhood recommended me though, because they were like, you know, like Jocelyn is somebody, like they're looking for somebody to do marketing and stuff like that for the race, but also community engagement. They're like, yo, Jocelyn's been doing tons of stuff out here, and she's doing the marketing stuff, blah, blah. So that was the first thing for them. They're like, okay, you at least had the heart of the community. People actually care about you and they want to see that. So they partner with me, and I make sure every step of the way that they're moving the proper way, that they're not doing anything in my neighborhood that's gonna make it like, what is this? You know, I don't even know how to say it, but it's just like, I make sure that they're coming to the community events, that they're, you know, giving to the right organizations in my community, that they're, you know, anything that they do is proper. So they even made them bring a car to the kids in a school by there and like explain the car, how it runs. What, like, you can't just bring a car and do all of this. Like, you gotta talk about it, tell people what it is. Like, so, you know, so they came, they brought the guy there, and he like took the kids during like the lunch period, they came out, they looked at the car, he talked to them about, you know, electricity and how, because it's an electric car or whatever, but he explained to them how it runs and what they're doing in the community and why they're coming. Like, you're gonna have to pay some dues. You can't just come out here and just start doing stuff. So they did that, and make him go to the community meetings, all stuff. But it's not like I'm making him, you know? He really wants to do it. He really wants to do this properly. If he's gonna do this race, it's gotta be proper. And he's become like one of my mentors now. Like, it's crazy because like, he didn't even know what I really do. And when I started to explain to him, he's like, whoa, how can I help you? Like, cause he's like, he owns a huge consulting company, white guy, you know, money, all that. He owns a consulting company, and like, maybe that's something that I kind of do sometimes, like, you know? So I'm like, this is interesting. So he helps me, like, you know, come up with the proper contracts. He makes sure everything is smooth with what I'm doing. And, you know, and in return, I'm helping him, and then in return, I'm getting paid. You know, so it's cool. I'm not picking up like, I don't know.
I have two questions, one for you, of course, one for you, lady. First and foremost, thank you for coming. Marty, you're the best. I've been missing class for 2 weeks, but you know, I was here in Skura. I should land from Punta Cana right now. But,
Okay.
so when it comes to music, Joe, I just have a platform that I can help a lot of artists. So I'm part of Team Fat Joe Crack, and Mark America, what he's doing right now. We have this program that actually help new upcomers to actually have a platform, the marketing that they need for less than $500, and he helps them, and he's the mentor. A lot of people don't know this. So I'm probably the only 2 certified artist development in the Bronx. I don't mention that, even though I have that I can help others, because my main focus right now is nonprofits, the kids, and the females empowerment. Okay. How can I put that out there, even though that I do have it? You see how you network? I think it's network, positive energy, like I know this, I know that here. But I don't.
How do I get that program out to the world?
Yeah, I mean,
in the Bronx or in the different communities?
In different communities.
I got the great person for you.
Because I want them. It's called entertainment.
I'm giving you my person. Here's my network.
So now I just want them buy borders and conference entertainment and deal with Justina. We have a lot of artists involved.
Okay,
and I just want to put it out there.
This is my girl.
I just want the artists, new people that don't have the funds, that we can actually put the funds and give you the money. And of course, your music is gonna be evaluated by Joe Crack. You know, Joe Crack. It's not me. I'm not into music. You know, like.
No, this is it.
I lean back, but that's his baby. So thank you, Jocelyn. So definitely, my question to you is that all my witnesses, you guys know everybody has strengths and weaknesses, right? I can get contracts just by my mouth and network with what the energy and the vibe. I can touch the sun with that. However, when it comes to the writing, when you say the blogging and things like that, I want to master that. When it comes to the contracts, when it comes to the right terminology, I'm actually good sending messages through Instagram for whatever reason. But when it comes to actual main contracts and those big personalities that reach out to you and say, hey, Linda, I would like to donate to you Women's Empowerment event or the Tiny Actors event, which is my two main platform. I get stuck. I was like, oh my God, she just want to give $10,000. Like, no, she's gonna ask me for something behind, something in return. Like you said, I want to use you, Linda, but I want to use you. So I kind of get stuck. I want to overcome that. Overcome. Yeah, I guess you would call that fear,
It's
bro.
fear. You scared.
Scared. I mean, hesitant.
You get
or
scared
like-
because of lack of knowledge, and you don't know how to take the next step because you don't know what kind of agreement you want to make.
Yeah, and it comes technical sometimes.
Yeah, the technical
and then
stuff.
I don't want to make a mistake that's gonna take me to court and stuff,
Right.
And your name.
So here's what Jocelyn, let me speak to you.
Again,
Go ahead.
no, we don't want to hear both.
You gotta just do your homework.
Yeah.
You really gotta just research, cause like I said, I be on YouTube and YouTube is lit. Like
Yeah.
YouTube is lit. You can learn math. People learn how to do makeup and hair, and why you can't learn how to write contracts? You know what I'm saying? Go around YouTube, go figure it out. You know what I used to do? All right, I got a little secret. You know what I used to do in school? All right, so while I was in school, right, I was taking a human development, right, basically studying people and something like that, right. But what I would also do is I would go to other classes that I wasn't in and sit in them. So and just learn, because it's like, and so now I do that out here. I go to CUNY schools and I sit there and I learn whatever I want to learn. It's free. The knowledge is there. You don't have a degree. Go there.
You gonna get somebody else.
You want to know what I do? I have an answer for that question right now.
I'm gonna keep doing it.
Donations to a nonprofit organization, agreement/contract. Google that. You're gonna get a few of them.
Donations, I'm sorry, Joe, what was
You
that?
want donations to a nonprofit,
Nonprofit.
contract/agreement.
Add the word samples or template to the end of that.
Correct.
And it'll give you examples of other people's things that you can
Come
rework
again,
on.
I'm sorry.
Add the word samples.
Yeah, at the end of it, because what's gonna come up is 5 different examples of 5 different contracts of people donating to a nonprofit and how they went on about it. And we can show
Real quick,
you
though.
who, what, where, why,
Let me tell
when,
you
and how.
something. I was in class though one time, and they said that in class, and you know who used to do that? Steve Jobs. He got kicked out of school, but kept going to the classes. Alright though. So sick.
Go ahead.
So this is more of like just a thank you, not more so much of a question, because I feel like God just will work in mysterious ways. Like I had a lot of questions when I came in here, just a lot, because we're always just inside our heads as creatives. This is more of just like a thank you, because literally God is using y'all, and everything that you said, it was just everything that just sometimes we want confirmation. We always want that confirmation. It's hard to hear God. It's hard to. It's not like a voice just comes down, but
No, it's messages and
people
answers.
don't understand that, it's a God in the someone's.
Yeah.
So just, lately, just making sure that I'm cleansing my mind, unfollowing the shade room and gossip and this, that, and the third. Everything y'all spoke about is just like the paths that I'm now on. You know what I'm saying? Just trying to preserve my peace of mind, making sure that every day in my notes app that I have goals set, short-term goals, and sharing it with my friends and telling them, hey, what do you like to do? I can show you how to make money from it. Here, just go in your notes. Do just everything that y'all are just saying. I'm thanking God right now. Like, it's like I got the chills.
We're grateful for you.
It's just straight confirmation down the
grateful
line. And, just Jocelyn, you're real dope. I listen to YouTube videos while I go to sleep. I'm waking up like, yo, I just learned about PR. I just learned this, that. We're feeding each other information. And so it's just more of a thank you. Like, we need things like
You're
this.
welcome, and we're very
And it's good
grateful.
confirmation. Just keep letting God for artists that are pretty much self-managed, how do you guys recommend finding or connecting PRs, or right now the big thing is scamming? I know y'all from New York, I'm sorry, just throw shit. But the big thing right now in the underground is the scammers and the shows that don't make sense, or the PRs taking retainer fees and not doing the work. I can name a few, but I'm not. But at the end of the day, my thing is, how do you, listen, I ain't coming for that, God's on my heart. How do you match
the PR, it's for both of you, but more Jocelyn, I know the background, but how do you match the artist with the proper publication team or proper representation? Or how do you know as an artist which one, or what's the best fit for you? And what are some of the red signs or red flags to notice?
I mean, I'm gonna keep it honest with you. You should ask Rigo back there. He found me, man, by himself. Look around. He came to me. Okay, in terms of management, like, I mean, I was doing PR and stuff like that, but Rigo came to me and asked me to help them with like PR and stuff like that. But I really liked them. Like, you know, like I said, when I did my show in February, like, I had Flip De Niro on the bill at the time, but at the time, he was getting lit, right? I think he was about to sign or something like that. He was like, I can't come, whatever. So they came for me instead. I just hit them up. I was like, you think y'all can perform? I don't even know y'all don't know me, but if y'all could do that for me, that would be cool. I really think y'all are dope, like, you know? So they performed for me, I was like, wow, they're really fire, right? So when he approached me, he was like, you know, we really need help. Like, I don't know, like, if y'all can help me, whatever, you can help me with something. I was like, yeah, I don't know what I can do for you, but I'm gonna just try, right? So I was just doing stuff for them right then. A couple months ago, they're like, can you just manage us? I'm like, you know, I ain't never did that before. Like, I don't know, but I did it and I'm doing really well. So I guess I could say it just has to be like, you just gotta feel that. Like, you gotta be just around the right people and then just like, you know, I believe you, I trust you, and like, I wanna put my career in your hands, but I can't really say what the steps are.
Sometimes it's trial and error though.
Yeah, like,
you just
gotta fill it out. Like, I'm sure they dealt with tons of other people before me, and it didn't work out, so.
Can I just add something, like, your point, Jocelyn? So, like, I had worked with Jocelyn in the past where, like, created a business relationship where I was doing an event. And Jocelyn probably doesn't know this, but, like, I really vetted her out before I reached out to her.
Oh, wow.
Don't be afraid to, like, reach out, because we have a lot of mutual followers, so I kind of reached out to them, and some of them I didn't know. Some of the people who I like aspire and follow, and I want to see what they're doing. I reached out at the end, and I'm like, do you know anything about Jocelyn? And we was like,
That's good.
because what I do is I picture the results I want for myself. I picture what I want to do, and I try to find somebody who's doing that, and then I reach out to people connected to them and
That is
see
correct.
if they're legitimate or not. And
You pinpointed to the T what I was thinking.
Yeah, but even those things, you also have to, word of mouth is dope, but it's also about actually showing up.
But it's the
And see,
research.
You can
It's the research. You see what she said? Like, what you do is you definitely figure out what your vision is, where the goal is, where you want to end up, where does this project / single / brand, where do you want to see it for this specific goal and plan that you have? So you want the right PR person. You go to the last brand that made sense to how they moved and you want it to move like that. You go find, i.e. Jocelyn, for example. Now, she's following Jocelyn, he's following Jocelyn, he's following Jocelyn, she's following Jocelyn. These are people that now I go follow, look at their pages, and I see if they're doing solid things. Okay, so he's solid, he's IBM, he's at Apple, she's at Adidas. They're all doing marketing, they're all handling budgets, so Jocelyn has to be in the right pocket. Because she's handling the budgets of where I see my stuff going. Now, check this out. Hey, Jocelyn. Hey, would love to use you to push my product. I've got this budget and I need it from this time to this time. You know, she comes back, she goes, I'm sorry, I'm occupied. I cannot do your project at this time. Hey, can you plug me into whom you feel, from your point of view, can handle it in their care? And maybe can you oversee that project for me so I can feel comfortable, and I'll make sure that the budget runs through you and you pay her, and I'll make sure she's the day-to-day, but I would like to check with you once a week.
Point of contact.
And listen to your business and
See, that's something I'm trying to do now, but I'm trying to like, I want to train people to like do it properly though, because I don't want to just throw people into that, so that's coming soon.
He's been waiting for a minute. Go ahead.
So, I see that you're saying that you want to train people, right? So where I'm at right now is that like I'm a videographer, entrepreneur type of a person. So like, how do you come up with your rates? Like,
Okay.
how do you
Same
because
thing.
with me it's different. Like sometimes I got commercial clients, sometimes I got
It is different.
underground clients.
Yeah, it's
You can't charge.
different.
So
It's
like,
different.
You gotta gauge.
I can chime into that because I'm on the creative side, so I do like a lot of the branding, the mixtape covers, the album covers, like when Joe did the watch design, he called me like at 7 o'clock at night, meet it tomorrow. So I deal with like a lot of the industry stuff on the design side. So what I use is a scaling method where you could determine how much your client has and go off that. Like for example, with Jocelyn, she works with a lot of new artists. So I'm not necessarily gonna charge them what I charge like Def Jam or Shady.
Correct.
Because I know they don't have that in their budget, and I'm not gonna get that. Plus, you have to also keep in mind, do you wanna work with that individual? Because that individual becomes part of your network as soon as you work with them. You know what I'm saying? Like, for example, Linda's here. Linda, we're part of the network now. We did some design work together, and we did other stuff together already now. We're gonna do other things as well, but like a sliding scale. So figure out how much you wanna charge the people with the big budgets, how much you want to charge the people with the low budgets. Know what you don't want and know what you do want. Because Jim Jones said it the best. You don't get what you deserve, you get what you negotiate for.
Yes. Correct.
You know what I'm saying?
Correct.
So if you know, for example, I got one guy who does videography. So he'll charge his scale for like new artists is like $300, right? But when a label calls him, that turns into $3,000. You know what I'm saying? So set a menu of the prices you want to charge for those individuals. Know who has the budget, who doesn't have the budget. So for new artists, you're gonna have one menu of costs. For like maybe a medium-sized artist who's kind of moving, but you see they got a little thing going on, they got some red to spend, you can set a medium set budget, and then the third one will be the, you know, the label budgets. You know what I'm saying? And stick to it. Like when people, a lot of times when we have branding, my boy Carlos came 2 weeks ago, and he just did all the stuff for Hot 97. So he just did all of this for Hot 97, right? He just did all the Summer Jam stuff. So he was here 2 weeks ago and he was talking about how he did all this, but then he also did Champion. So we broke all these things down, but it's also knowing your client and knowing what budget they have. Because a lot of times they be like, how much you charge? A lot of times I'll be like, what's your budget? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like, what's your budget?
thing to get from them.
Yeah, and then like,
Here's another thing. Here's another thing. Don't do it.
exactly.
Don't do it.
Don't have one.
Don't do it.
do
If
it.
you don't have, you can't afford it.
Right. Period.
And here's another thing, like we spoke about it last week, where if I'm charging you for a logo, let's say you're coming up, whatever, and I see a brand, you're moving a little something, I'm like, all right, for example, my $500 for this logo, and they're trying to hustle me, you're not taking yourself serious right now, because you're paying me for 20 years of experience. I've been doing this for 20 years already. You're paying me for 20 years of experience. If you're not willing to pay that $500 for your brand, then I don't want to work with you because you're not taking yourself serious right now.
You're
You gotta spend money
discounting
on your brand.
You're putting a discount on your logo.
Exactly. So they're putting a discount on their media. So don't work with them. Just keep it moving because it's not worth your time anymore.
Your budget is always based on your talent, not their pockets.
Exactly.
Yeah, you're in charge, and if they ain't got it, I can't do it.
If they not hungry enough, if they hungry enough, they'll make the money.
This is really a question to you guys that have been in this so long. Sometimes don't you see the possibility with somebody, a brand or something, say, you know what, taking this on the arm is actually bigger than charging.
Absolutely.
Because the pay is, you know what, the 20 other people that are gonna see it, that are gonna fork up the money immediately. So sometimes just actually doing it, because I train, right? So not everybody pays me for my services of training or getting their child or this, you know, premier athlete to a certain aspect. But I know there's 20 other parents that are gonna pay me a stack a week.
Correct.
Just for the child.
Correct.
So at the end, sometimes taking on the arm, but with a vision for it.
Yeah.
That's come down to knowing your client, knowing the network.
Knowing that client and knowing the network of that client to
You
let
gotta
you
know
know.
yourself too, like what you're trying to do, because if you take a lot of stuff like, oh, I'll just take that for free or whatever, because I know that person, and what I'm gonna ask them for later. So,
Exactly.
you know, you gotta figure out what your plan is too. like-
Correct.
Okay.
What's up, Chief?
All right, cool. I'd like to thank y'all for coming. I know Jocelyn already. I just met you, but you were saying like there's times when like you're going uphill and you hold it and the shit will fall down to you. But at that point, after you did the fashion shit and you said you like fell from grace and you caught the F and you know felonies is forever. What was it in you that like lit that fire? Because when you get in that sunken place, sometimes it's like hard to shake out of it.
Hunger.
You know what I'm saying?
Hunger. Look yourself in that mirror.
No, but not even.
No, I'm telling
I
you.
know the hunger part, but even and getting away from
I can't,
negativity.
I'm not that.
Yeah.
I'm not that guy.
You're not that guy anymore.
No, that was a phase.
Yeah.
And remember I told you, I have daily phases now.
Yeah.
That's how much of control I want to be of myself. That's
Yeah.
how much I love myself right now. I'm in control, and there's phases of my day where it's like, in this phase from like what I call my morning, my breakfast, my morning phase is 8 to 10, which is like for me the most important, the meditating, the praying, the getting up,
The
and being
routine.
very positive with myself.
Yeah.
That's a phase. If something affects that phase, the next phase gotta get better.
Yeah.
And if I don't control it, it's out of control. So you gotta control it, bro. I know these are, look man, I'm about to walk by my block, I'm about to give 1,000 daps. That's it. I'm gone. I'm gone. You know why? I hung out in everybody's house from the ages of 12 to 19, 20. I'm done. You don't need no more time for me. We're good. We don't vacation. We don't eat together. You don't hang out here with me. We don't do that. So what's the point of trying this? I'm not trying this. It doesn't even, I
Don't serve you no more. Don't serve you no more.
I don't even want it to work.
Yeah.
I got somebody back there that can speak to that too.
Talk about it.
For me,
Yeah, you know.
I mean, what keep me going, bro, is just like, how much people you got that call your phone every day?
Oh nah, I know what it is. I just said the question for other people in here. Like I already know what it is. Like I'm like real right with myself. I meditate.
Serious.
I just put the question out there because it was a good point in your life. Like a lot of people don't come back from that. There's people that kill themselves after that. There's people that jump off a building.
That's a fact. I mean, when you find yourself in a situation like that, you just come to that turning point. Like everybody comes to the fork in the road, and either you want to do better or you want to go back to the same steps.
Yes.
If you're going back to the same steps, you're not growing, you're not going nowhere. So at the end of the day, it's like just keeping yourself in the box. The easiest thing to do outside is to get locked up and get killed. The hardest thing to do is just accomplish the mission with your friend.
Correct. Correct.
So that's the battle that we wake up every single day of life because of the pigmentation on our skin.